Hey guys, Binny here. Welcome back to my channel. So the last tutorial that I filmed, I ended up getting a ton of requests for the makeup I was wearing in that look, and I wanted to recreate it for you guys because so many of you asked, so that is what I'm going to be doing today. And I ended up realizing that everything I used in that was pretty much one of like my favorites or my holy grail products, so I decided to make this sort of like the holy grail or my favorites video. So yeah, let's get started. The first thing is KRYOLAN DERMACOLOR foundation. I love this foundation. You guys know I use this in almost every tutorial. I'm using D65 as my foundation color. I just put that all over and then rub it in. It's such an easy foundation to use because it's cream, so it spreads really easily, and you know, like, you really can't make a mistake with this. It's just super easy to use. And then for my concealer, I use one shade lighter. Like, I don't like a heavy concealing look anymore, or like a bright look, so I just use D64 for that. And then to set the under eyes or the highlighted areas, I like to use Ben Nye's neutral set powder. Like, this is just like a no color whatever powder. And another one of my holy grail favorites is a beauty blender, so I use a damp beauty blender to apply this under my eyes, and I set like all the areas that I really want to set. You can use this all over your face if you want to, but I have dry skin, so I don't like to go overboard with powders. So for my contour, like, I don't use cream contour anymore at all, guys. I'm just so over that extremely contoured look. So I just like to use bronzer as contour, and GUERLAIN Terracotta bronzers are the best bronzers ever. Yes, they're expensive, but they're so worth it. The color that I'm using is number 3. It's just a few shades darker than my skin. My next favorite product is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. I absolutely love this product. It really helps your brows stay in shape and stay put. And I just used a brow powder to fill them in. You can use pencil, whatever. Here is the before and after on the brows. Next up is this custom palette that I've made from MAC. It has 4 colors in it, so starting from lightest to darkest. I always use the lightest shadow first. This one is BRULE from MAC. These are all MAC shadows actually, and I use this to set any creams over my lids. And my favorite eyeshadow brush of all time is a MAC 217. This brush is amazing. And then the second color that I'm using is a transition color, which is Saddle. Now, Saddle to me is like such a universal color. It suits so many skin tones, and it's a really good transition color, and I use my MAC 217 brush for that. It's also one of my holy grails. Then I use my MAC 224 just to blend everything out. Like, my MAC 217 and MAC 224, those are my 2 favorite brushes ever. I use them for every eye makeup look. This darker color here is EMBARK, and then I'm using a smaller brush that's kind of similar to a MAC 217, but a little bit smaller. It's one by Real Techniques. And I'm using that for my crease, just sort of creating this rounded look in the crease. I'm not bringing it all the way down on the inner or outer corners, just kind of staying in between the crease area and then blending it out. And then the shimmery color I'm using is called WOODWINKED. These are all MAC colors, and I just use a brush to apply that right on the center of the lid. You could use your fingers to do the same, doesn't matter. My favorite highlighter in the world is BECCA's Champagne Pop Highlighter, and I'm going to use that to add another pop of highlight right in the center. So you could use your fingers for that again, and it just adds like dimension into the eyeshadow look. It just looks really pretty. I like to add a little bit under my brows and then also on the inner corners of my eyes. And then going back to EMBARK, I'm using that and an angled brush to create eyeliner, like sort of an eyeliner look. I hate eyeliners, like liquid eyeliners. I don't know why I hate them so much. Like, I don't like how they look on me. Like, I like how they look on other people, but on me, I don't like how they look. So I just like to use shadows for that. And I'm in love with this eyeshadow, the STILA Magnificent Metals, whatever. I don't even remember the name of this, but I'll put everything in the description box below. This eyeshadow is so freaking pretty. Like, if you have problems with glitter, if you hate glitter, it gets in your eyes, if you have allergies to glitter like me, these shadows are so worth it, guys. They don't move. Like, you just dab them on your finger and apply them all over your lids. They're so amazing. Next, I'm applying my favorite mascara, which is L'Oreal's Voluminous in Carbon Black. You guys see me use this in almost every tutorial. I just love this mascara because it's cheap and it's effective. For blush, I used a really old L'Oreal blush. I don't have the name for that, so not sure. It kind of looks like Max Melba, I think, or Blush Baby. The brush that I'm using is by a company called Elysium. Their brushes are amazing, but the handles suck. Like all my handles, almost all of them broke off, but the brushes are amazing, so even without the handles, I still use them. And now I just went back to my highlighter. I'm using a big fan brush. I don't know what it's by, it's just some no-name brand, but I like to apply the highlighter over the high points of my cheekbones, over my cupid's bow, and then down the bridge of my nose, and right on the center of my nose, just a dot on the center. Inside my eyes, I wanted to line with a nude pencil instead of a typical black pencil, and the one I'm using is by STILA. After that, I am using an angled brush and the same EMBARK eyeshadow that I used earlier, and I'm just applying a thin line under my lower lashes. And I'm leaving out like the inner third corner and just doing this on the outer third and the center half of the eye. And I forgot to mention my lashes, guys. I just wore some generic pair of lashes. Don't remember the name, but then I'm just adding mascara to top and bottom. And my favorite lip pencil right now is my RIMMEL Coffee Bean pencil. This is just a cheap drugstore pencil, but it works amazing, and it works for like every skin color, every skin tone, and for me, every lipstick color that I put on. Those of you that watch my tutorials regularly know that I am obsessed with OFRA Cosmetics liquid lipsticks. They're amazing. I recommend them so much, guys. They're the best I've tried so far. In my last tutorial, I used MOCHA, which is like a brown with like sort of a peachy, pinky, beigey undertone. I don't know how to describe it, but it's more of a brown liquid lipstick, but like a nude brown. And then the day that I filmed this, I actually ended up wearing a color called Pasadena. It's slightly more pink tone because I was wearing a dress that would go better with the pinkish look. So I used Pasadena all over, and then I added Panama, which is like a super light, bright color. I added that in the center for like a pop of color and to sort of give my lips an ombre effect. And then one of my favorite products out there right now is this OFRA Cosmetics lip gloss stick. This thing is amazing. Like any dry, crusty liquid lipstick, it will turn it into a nice creamy texture, but it'll still look matte, but just, you know, creamy matte. Out of all the setting sprays and finishing sprays I've ever tried, Skindinavia has to be my favorite. This stuff will literally make your makeup last all day. And that's the finished look, guys. It was so easy to create. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I really wanted to put all my favorite products in one video for you because I know it's confusing when you go out there shopping for makeup and there's so much competition. It gets really confusing. I personally don't like to get caught up in all the makeup trends that are out there on social media. Just don't care for that. I like to stick to what I know works great and what I love. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Mwah.